Hello John, this is a tutorial on how to use Maya. I know you already know how to do a lot of things in Maya, possibly because you've had some experience with the program, but in case there's something that you don't know, I will go ahead and show you how to do it anyway. So I'm sure I'll be going over some stuff you already know, but just bear with me, alright? So, I need to make this quick because I'm exporting it as an AVI file, the screen I'm recording, and it takes up a lot of memory and it takes a long time. So let's start out, you go up here. This is this is important, all this stuff here. Although a lot of it I don't know how to use, but you just go to polygons, and you click on it, and you make a sphere. Now here are your different modes. You have wireframe, you have shaded, and you have wireframe and shaded, which is both of them. And well, you can tell. Whoops, hold on. Okay, see, and usually I go with shaded just because I like the way it looks. Okay. And obviously when you click on the object, it's going to look like it's wireframed anyway, but that's just the way it is, okay? But if you have it wireframed and shaded, it will do it when you're not clicking on it. Okay, now hey, if I go too fast, you can always pause and rewind, if you have to, but I'm going to be going as fast as I can. This is, if there's a light, it lets you see what, the light. So let's import a light. So go to rendering, and these are your different light options. Now you can test them out, but this is directional light. This is usually what you want. Just click on it, and you it starts out there. And alright, so these are your different things. This is movement, rotation, and size changing. So let me just show you each one. So movement, I know you know what they are, but I'm just saying, I'm just showing you what they. Okay, alright, so that's what they all do. But let's rotate this so that you see, you see the shading, how it's changing. Okay, so that's what we want. We want it to look like that. Alright, so and this is shadows. Wait, shading, shadows, yeah, and high quality. You really don't need them on, but sometimes I put them on. Okay, all right. So let me show you the different modes. Okay. Well, first of all, let me show you how to do the camera thing. All right, hold down the Alt button on your keyboard while you do this. Use your or drag with your left mouse button, and that lets you turn it. Okay, now click and drag with your middle mouse button, and that lets you move it. The camera, this is the camera that you're moving, not the object. And then with your right, you zoom up. Now you can just scroll. Okay, that's easier. I usually do that, but if you want to get up close, like really slowly, it's better for that. Okay, so it can be better for that. Okay, so that's how I'm moving around and doing this, and it's very helpful. You get used to it after a while. Alright, so now that you know how to do that, let me show you how to import a camera. Now you don't need a camera to render it. You can just render it. We're in perspective mode right now, but it can, if you want to animate that camera, you can. But you just click this camera right here, boom, and there it is. So there's the camera. But don't worry, we're not going to switch to it, or it's not going to render it because we haven't set it to it yet. Okay, so next we have, I want to show you how to, you probably know how to animate already. I know, just let me do this, just let me go over it. Okay, so as you know, you press S, so move it, press S, that creates a keyframe. And then, alright, first of all, let's extend our animation, make it a little longer. So let's change it to, come on, 300. Now I'm using, I'm manipulating this shows you, I don't know what that is. I think that shows you the range that you're in. See, 24, 36. But this other one shows you the total length of the animation. So enter, and now it's longer. And if you want to zoom up on a certain area, on the timeline, you just got to, if you want to zoom up, just make it shorter. And if you want to see a larger range of stuff, like if you want to see more, more that you're doing, just extend it. And you can do it on both sides too, okay? So usually you want it like right there. It just depends on what you want. Okay, so that's the timeline. These are the different views you have. That's the top view. Now these are 2D views, and this is the only 3D view. These are just 2D. But this is the only one that's perspective. Okay, but that can be helpful, but I like it on this mode the most of the time. This is the hierarchy. That can be helpful. Just depends on what you want to do. It's if you're parenting. I'm not sure how that works. This is the same thing, but it's on the bottom, and I don't know what that does. Anyway, so next we have, alright, so we set a keyframe, and now we're going to move it to, say, frame 30, and it's going to go up. Okay, and then you set another keyframe, you press S on the keyboard, and then you go down further on the timeline, and you press S again. Now watch. See, it animates. So yeah, that's how you do that. Again, you probably already know how to do that. And then if you want to animate it spinning, our keyframe's already been set, so we move it, and there you go. See, it turns. We're gonna rotate it, and then we're gonna come back. All right, see. All right, so just remember to press S when you do that, and then we're gonna change the shape a little bit. So we're gonna have it start off like that, and we're gonna do this. All right, so then it keyframe, and then we're going to do that. Go down here a little bit, and then boom. Okay, see how we did that? All right. Let me make it a little longer. Okay, see? So yeah, pretty simple. Anyway, so yeah, all right. Now, how you manipulate nodes, which are the things. Normally, you have it in object mode. That's what I have it in right now. That's what allows you to edit it as a whole. I don't know what these other modes do, but vertex mode is how you manipulate the nodes. Now, this shows you the range. The closer you get to yellow, the more it gets manipulated. The further out, the less gets manipulated. And you can edit the object, and move it. This is great. This isn't how you model a character exactly. I mean, it is to an extent, but it's a little more complicated than that. I watched a tutorial, and the guy started with a cube, and he did a bunch of stuff after that. So, but I don't think this is how you model, but it is how you can model like rocks and stuff, not necessarily a character. But I'm making a rock right now. You just drag them out, and it stretches everything. I'm not sure how to change that though. Anyway. Now, if you want to add more lines, now go over here and go to, okay, so subdivide axis. This adds more lines. Depends on how many nodes you want, okay? You go all the way down, it makes it a triangular prism or whatever. A lot of math involved, but it's math that you and I like. Even if we don't like math, it's good math because it's Maya math, and that makes it fun. Anyway, so you can make it bigger doing that and all that, but anyway, that's all cool and all, but this is your options area. This is very important. Now, this is, if you want to, obviously, if you want to animate it, you animate it, and you want it to be more specific, you can just enter in the values. You can also do it here. Okay, you can just enter in the values and you get something more specific. If you just want to move it up a little bit and you're afraid, you moved it up too far. If you're doing like really subtle movements, it's good to use these. You could just change the values. Okay, now next I want to show you the graph editor. You need to know how to do that, unless if you haven't already. Go down to animate, go under window and go down to animation editors and go to graph editor. Okay, now this is our object right here, and these are our nodes or whatever they're called. I'm pretty sure they're called nodes. Now you can select them. You can select one or more. I think you hold down Shift. Wait. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm not sure how to. Well, anyway, okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but anyway, you select it and you can move it around, up and down, whatever, and you can also edit the slope of it. Okay, but I generally don't mess with that a whole lot. Also, now this is everything. Okay, this shows you what's visible. Like for example, we did all of them. We rotated it. We did everything to it. So this will, if you want to just work on one at a time, that's how you can do that. You could just make one of them visible. See our rotation, sorry, that was my microphone. But how the way that we rotated it, that's going to be visible. The way that we moved it, that's going to be visible. The way that we changed the size of it, that's going to be visible. Okay, so it just depends. And this is when they're all visible. Now, John, if you want to move it, like if you want to move them without screwing it up, like select a certain amount, you can, like say you want to make this longer, this end part, you could just move it to it's on 63, so you type in like 66, boom, see it got moved. So yeah, but we're going to move that back. Anyway, that's how you do that. Now, if you want to not necessarily move the nodes, well, you can move it. Let me show you how to move them really effectively. Okay, so here's, you see our keyframes here, the red things, and you want to move them all, right? Well, look, you hold down Shift, and you drag across, and then you hold down, then you hold down Alt and you move the middle, okay, and that will move all the frames if that's what you want to do, okay. But if you want to extend it, like say you just want to make it move slower and you want it to be effective, what you do is there's some math you have to do that's involved, okay. First of all, you need to select, you see, when you make something longer, you know, you need to, each thing is going to be affected by the other. Like for example, I move this by, you know, I'm making it longer, okay? So it's distance from here to here. You know, this thing's distance from here. We're going to make it longer. So we're going to move it like here. We're going to move it to 16. Okay, well, yeah, we made it longer, but we got to make all this longer, right? Well, you think, okay, well, how much math was involved in that? Well, we moved it over by 2, right? So you think, oh, I got to move these by 2. But no, all you're doing is making it, you're just moving it. If you want to actually make it longer, then you have to multiply each one by 2. So like, for example, this one moves 2. Well, because you're moving this, if you want them all to move, they all need to be multiplied by 2, like add 2 to them. But then you also want to make this one longer from here. So not only does it have to move 2 already because you move this, but you also have to move it an additional 2. So that's going to be 4. So see how the multiplier is 2 each time. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's, you're going to move each one like that. And that's actually something I learned in algebra. So yes, it's exponential. That's how it works. So this one's going to be moved over 4, so 34. And this one's going to be moved over 6, so that would be 53. Whoops, I didn't mean that. 53. And this one's going to be moved over, what comes out? 8. So 62. And this one's going to be moved over 10. So 73. So yeah, that's how you make something longer, and not just move it, but make it longer. So that's the math involved. There is an easier way to do it. You can select all these and just move the end, but the problem is when you do that, it may not land on an actual frame. It may land on in between frames, and you don't want it to do that. Okay, so I don't advise that you do it that way. All right, so that's that. Next we have okay, so this is all your stuff here. Rendering, we got light already taken care of here on rendering. Okay, and that's your camera. All right, let me show you how to render real quick. Okay, so you can render this current frame by doing this, but you can, okay, you want to choose mental ray, by the way. Go to change it to mental ray if it's not already changed. If you want to make a movie, all right, so you go here and you change it to AVI. Where's AVI? Where's AVI? Oh no! What, am I going crazy or what? Where's AVI? Where's AVI? Okay, well, that's a little bit bizarre. Hold on, let me... Okay, alright, oh, you have to... Oh, okay, I'm sorry, you can't use mental ray when you're doing it AVI. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't change it to mental ray if you're rendering it, okay? If you're using AVI. Okay, I'm sorry. So change that back. Change the thing back to where was it? Up here, yeah. To Maya software. Anyway, now here you gotta put in a name, so blah 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 blah. Okay, that's gonna be your name. It changes up here. And then this is going to be your start frame and your end frame. Now, obviously, we started on frame 1, and we ended on frame like 72 or something. So we type it in, 72, and there you go. So that you close that out, it'll remember. Now, this is the camera. You can change. You remember the camera we imported? Well, we're currently on perspective. Now, that's the one it's going to render on, but you can change it to camera 1 if that's what you want to do. Okay, so that you close it out. Don't worry, it's not going to forget. And all you do is click this button. Now you click it and it will start rendering, and you click OK and it'll start rendering. If you want to cancel it, click this, cancel, yes. Okay, it's gonna take too long to render, so I'm not gonna render it. Now if you want to animate the camera, click create keyframe, move it over here, keyframe, okay, and then move it, okay. Alright, see, and then when you render it and you switch to that camera, it'll it'll move it in the scene. Okay. All right, now that you know how to do that, also you need to learn how to remember over here. This is the okay. Let's see. you need to know this. What else do you need to learn? It depends. Depending on what you're doing, keep all these on. I mean, they tell you to turn them off, but I'm not sure which ones you're supposed to turn off, so I don't know. But it's important to turn some of them off. Just experiment with it, whatever it works. But we want to go to preferences. If your animation is screwing up, I don't know, but just make sure that it plays correctly. 24 frames per second. I went down to settings. Make sure it's 24 frames per second. That's what you need to have it on, and that should be all the settings you need to worry about. And make sure you save it. You don't want to exit this one out. You just want to save it. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else you might need to know. Okay, you can go down to okay, Hyper Shader, that allows you to apply a material to your character or whatever, your object. Okay, so you want to do Lambert usually, unless you want it to be reflective. You can do Phong or whatever. But we got Lambert here, and you click it, and you drag it down to your object. Okay, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And just keep that open. Okay, so now we have Lambert 2. Okay, because there was already a Lambert 1. And you can change the color of it. So let's change the color. Or, well, hold on a minute. Okay, you can change the color. See, now it's red. And you can also change the texture. Well, whoops, I forgot to click. Okay, you have to click done. Okay. Anyway, now we can change the texture. Let's go to leather. Wait, why did it not apply it to the thing? Wait, hold on a minute. Okay, whoops, no, oh my gosh, let me undo some stuff. Okay, we want leather, oh my gosh, okay, I don't know what it's doing. You'll figure it out. Oh, you drag, okay, wait. No, what is it doing? It's not doing it. Okay, well, let's go back here. I was just undoing. Remember to learn the shortcuts, Control Z, because that will save you a lot of time. It really does. It saves you a lot of time. Okay. Why we have that selected? Okay, let's do leather. Okay. I don't know why it's not working. That's bizarre. It has the leather applied to it. Well, anyway, you get the point. I can't spend all day on this. If you need more help, you can always come over to my house and I'll show you how to do stuff. I don't know why that's not working. That's really strange. I think that's really bizarre. Anyway, that's how you do it. I really got to hurry up because this file is going to be so huge when I'm done recording. Anyway, that's how you do that. So let me open up now let me show you how to do this real quick. I'm trying to talk as fast as I can. Okay. Let's open up a character. Or a scene, rather. Okay, well, let me just show you. Okay, so this is all your stuff. Make sure it's all in this folder. If you need to locate it, you can always follow the, users, fashion, whatever, wherever folder it's in, you can always locate it and put it in there. Okay, so we want to open up Boney Boy, but don't open up the model. If you want to animate it, if you just want to look at the model, yeah, that's great. But if you want to animate it, you're gonna screw up the way the way he's positioned. So what you want to do is you don't want to open up the model. Whatever scene, open up a scene. Well, we're already in one, so I don't need to worry about it. But import, okay? You want to import it. You want to import the character. You don't want to do it on the model. You want to import him into your scene, okay? It's just better that way. Just trust me. Because I accidentally made that mistake with the Dewey character. Okay, so import. It's going to import the character, and boom, there we go. Okay, so now we have that imported, and yeah. So, there's our character. Now, we could, now some characters like, Dewey, you may have noticed, if you grab the hand, I'll show you with the legs. You grab the hand and legs, you just move it. It will, the leg will move automatically with it, But the problem is, the difference is, some characters like this character with his hands, unlike Dewey, you can't move them. They'll be gray. The only thing you can do is, rotate his hands. But the way that you move his arm, is, you know how when you move the leg, you know, like on Dewey, or you move the arm, it'll move everything automatically. Well, on this character, you have to manually move. Yeah, you have to manually move it from here. So yeah, it's a little different. But that it just depends on what character you get. Sometimes that's better though because you can get more precise movements. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much what you do, you know. So you grab each part and that's how you animate the character. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else to show you. I need to just hurry this up though. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. I'm sorry couldn't really help you much with the textures. I couldn't figure that out for some reason. But anyway, oh yeah, one more thing. This shows you what's in your field of range. I just clicked this. This shows you what's in your field of what's going to be rendered. Okay. So if you want to animate, you know, if you want to make sure that your character's in the scene, just put that on, okay? I'm not sure what some of this other stuff does, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. And that is all. So I will see you later, man. I will hope that was helpful.